What happened to the 8 o'clock flight?
Because
I am so hungry, so Thai VietJet, where is my food?
Good day everyone, and thanks for tuning in. We begin this video in the largest city in northern Thailand, Chiang Mai. It's tucked away far north enough to experience 4 seasons, and this morning in the taxi, the driver kept on asking me a few times, "Mai nao rửa? Are you not cold?" Perhaps my choice of clothing had a lot to do with it.
And good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. แล้วนี้ใช่สนามบินเชียงใหม่นะครับ and I am flying to Bangkok today with Thai VietJet. I think this is what they call it. Yeah, Thai VietJet. This is the Thai branch of VietJet Air, which is a mega low-cost carrier from Vietnam. So they set up operations here in Thailand, and I'm eager to find out what they're like today. So yeah, let's get into the terminal to check in for our flight. Okay, let's do this.
This flight on Thai VietJet was so last minute. The original plan was for me to take an early morning 12-hour bus ride back to Bangkok. But seeing how I had an early morning flight tomorrow departing Bangkok to Colombo in Sri Lanka, I decided against the bus. So 4 days ago, I ended up booking this flight, and this would give me an entire day to wander about Bangkok and continue filming my foodie videos. So this was a no-brainer. Winner winner, chicken dinner. Welcome to CNX, Chiang Mai International Airport. It's one of the oldest airports in Thailand, having continuously operated in the same location as an aerodrome since 1924. Suppose next year in 2024, CNX will celebrate her 100th birthday. Pretty amazing, eh? In 2019, they were the 4th busiest airport in Thailand, serving about 11 million passengers. About half of this is between Chiang Mai and the 2 airports in Bangkok, in Don Mueang and Suvarnabhumi. Their busiest international route pre-pandemic was to Pudong Airport in Shanghai, China. If you're new to my channel, my name's Ryan. Born and bred in Singapore, I now call Australia home, and I create heaps of travel and food-related content. I also have a sickening fetish to torture myself with punishing itineraries like this one. My journey began in Sydney, where I flew to Seoul and ate my way through there and Busan. Thrown in there was my first ever experience on the bullet train and getting into trouble at the airport where I got denied boarding because, you know, I love torturing myself with self-created drama. I found my way to Thailand on 2 amazing flights with Cathay Pacific, and I arrived here in Chiang Mai yesterday with Bangkok Airways. Jet lag was a bitch, which saw me miss out on some markets I wanted to visit. But here I am, worse for wear, continuing my way back to Bangkok to eat some more. Tomorrow I embark on my return journey to Australia via Sri Lanka, where another self-created drama would greet me at Colombo Airport. Don't want to miss any of this? What are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button and bell icon. Giving me a like will also encourage me to keep creating more videos like this one. So here's the thanks, because your support is very much appreciated. I was booked on the flight departing at 8 AM, and seeing it was now about 6 AM, the hotel was kind enough to prepare a breakfast box for me since I was going to miss the breakfast buffet. I stupidly declined, thinking I would have enough time to have my last bowl of delicious, fragrant khao soi at the airport.
Hi, sawadee.
would you like to change to the early flight for the 6:45? It's for free.
Yeah, do I get a window seat?
Okay.
Window seat at the back of the plane.
At the last row.
Yeah, last few rows, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
What happened to the 8 o'clock flight?
Because the 8 o'clock is over.
Overbooked?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I'm getting on the 6:45 flight. That gets me into Bangkok really early. Yeah.
CNX is unique in a way that your checked-in baggage isn't handed over the counter. After you're done exchanging pleasantries there, you follow these blue channels to security screening, where your bags will then be received by officers there. And the next time I see my roller bag will be in Suvarnabhumi. There was really no time to muck around because it was time to board. So much for my bowl of khao soi. Ugh, my tummy was really rumbling at this point. Oh my god, I am so hungry. Since this flight was booked last minute, it wasn't exactly cheap. I'll share with you the fare I paid at the end of this video. Knowing I wasn't allowed that much carry-on, I had to pay for check-in luggage, which explains why I had to let my roller bag go. This would be the only time I parted ways with my bag on this trip when flying. Since we were headed straight to boarding, an entire plane load of passengers created a bottleneck. But the airport staff were efficient in clearing the line quickly. And yes, my passport was checked before being allowed into airside. I've learned my lesson the hard way in Busan, South Korea. This is the airside situation at CNX just after 6 AM. It does not take a lot for this terminal to turn into a crowd of Black Friday sale frenzy. So just as well, boarding was soon announced as I walked up to the gate. This is my travel hack when flying economy. I always choose seats at the back of the aircraft. For one, I get to board first, and airlines are usually very stringent with this to ensure efficient on-time departure. Once on board, I get an empty cabin to film before the crowd comes in. Plus, I get first dibs of the overhead compartment. Lastly, a little morbid, but I'm more likely to survive a crash if that ever happens. Touch on wood. Do you have a similar travel habit like me? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Our aircraft assigned was Victor Kilo Charlie, an Airbus A320 which first flew in November 2015. It originally flew with VietJet Air in Vietnam before being transferred over to Thai VietJet a year later, making her just under 7.5 years old at the time of writing. In the early days of VietJet Air, flight attendants were dressed like that. Now, they have this theme park pseudo doorman bellboy outfit gone wrong. They want to be comfy. I get that with Bermudas. But the bellboy getup with double row of gold buttons? I'm thinking of circus ushers more than flight attendant. I sincerely hope they enjoy wearing this costume to work. Boarding music this morning is best described as bubblegum K-pop inspired bright pinkish pastel colored Bop Bop Bop. It was the VietJet theme song on repeat. A lady, after inhaling a whole tank of helium and encouraging us to fly for love, all around the world let's fly for love. I'm so happy, feels so lovely. It's the golden shower no one asked for. And no one is this cheerful at 6:30 AM. As I sat down, the first thing which greeted me was a tray table which would not deploy properly. I think the VietJet theme song was getting a little too much for this table as well. Seat pocket contents had the safety card and the in-flight menu. I can't wait to get something in my mouth because oh, me so hungry. And the curries for sale definitely had my attention. This aircraft must have been used and abused so much fittings around the seat were in place purely due to gravity. In terms of recline, well, there was some, all 5 micromillimeters of it. Looking up there, at least there were individual air vents, which is always welcomed. Looking out of the window, it does look like we're the first flight out today.
การรายงานของสายการบินไทยเวียดเจ็ตครับบนเครื่องบินแบบ Airbus A320 ครับที่บินที่ VZ2105 และบรรจุท่าอากาศยานสุวรรณภูมิครับเราไปใช้เวลาในการเดินทางครับโดยประมาณ1 ชั่วโมง 5 นาทีครับในนามของสายการบินไทยเวียดเจ็ตกัปตันอัธพลและผู้ช่วยโชติพัฒน์ครับผมกฤษหัวหน้าพนักงานต้อนรับและทุกคนก็ขอบคุณทุกท่านที่เดินทางกับเราและหวังเป็นอย่างยิ่งว่าท่านจะได้รับความสะดวกสบายตลอดการเดินทางที่เป็นนี้ขอบคุณครับ Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you on board Thai VietJet on Airbus A320 flight VZ2105 to Suvarnabhumi Airport. This flight will take approximately 1 hour and 5 minutes. On behalf of Thai VietJet Captain Attapon, First Officer Chotipat, and your presence on the cruise, would like to thank you very much to fly with us today. I wish you a pleasant flight. Giving you to the position.
Takeoff this morning from runway 18 was such a stark contrast to our arrival yesterday from the opposite direction, simply because we could not see much due to the thick choking smog. Thank God for the rain earlier. We can now appreciate the beauty of the countryside in northern Thailand from up here. From here on, our flight path towards Suvarnabhumi was more or less a southerly one. A cloudy weather forecast meant we could not see the beautiful Thai countryside en route. Our approach into destination, we would have the giant metropolis of Bangkok outside my window, coasting out to the south before swinging back up north for landing, clocking a distance of just shy of 600 kilometers and a flight time of 1 hour 5 minutes. The in-flight menu showed promise. One thing I like about flying low-cost carriers within Asia, you won't have to take an extra mortgage on your house just to get a dry, tasteless sandwich. Suppose it has a lot to do with their lower base cost, which translates into these palatable prices. The furthest country Thai VietJet flies to is Japan, and they fly to Fukuoka, Osaka Kansai, and Naha on Okinawa Island. The expansion of VietJet as a whole has been nothing short of amazing. Back in their home of Vietnam, they've basically turned the entire aviation scene on its backside, pretty much like what AirAsia did to Malaysia. And if we're following that trend, stay tuned for more overseas offshoots of this mega airline, as Thailand would just be the start. By the way, VietJet has just started long-haul flights to Australia with their brand new A330s, which comes with a business class cabin. That has got my fingers very itchy, as they are offering connecting flights to India from Australia via Saigon. Oh my god, should I? By the way, I found a way to prop the table up. Thank God for the extremely tight pitch which would put Jetstar to shame. I was able to jam my knees there to hold everything in place. Come on now, you guys fly for love. How about fly for food? I was so eager and I kept my eyes peeled for the meal cards. Meanwhile, as we trundled along, this is the best time to reflect on this trip so far. Eating through South Korea and now midway through my trip in Thailand, I'm someone who firmly believes that the way to truly understand someone else's culture is through their food. Because there's always a story behind it, and sometimes these stories fascinate me more than the food itself. We're now 35 minutes into flight. So where the hell are the meal carts? I wasn't dreaming when they made an announcement earlier on encouraging us to look at the items for sale, right? So what's going on here? Okay, wait. I distinctively heard sales of food items have now stopped because we're preparing to land? Did I miss the memo? Was I so jet-lagged I somehow missed the meal carts altogether? Was I abducted by aliens for an anal probe? I lost track of time. Whatever it is, my tummy is rumbling louder by the minute, and now it's time to gather myself and sum up my thoughts to end this journey on Thai VietJet from Chiang Mai to Suvarnabhumi. Just like the whole of Thailand, Bangkok was smoggy like you wouldn't believe thanks to the fires. So what did I think about Thai VietJet? Look, I'm someone who doesn't have much problems with low-cost carriers. In fact, I use them very frequently, especially when I need to make positioning flights. I understand totally these type of airlines need to be nimble and to squeeze every dime out of every possible orifice imaginable. So as long as you have this expectation in mind, you'll be okay. And Thai VietJet is no different. I booked this ticket only a few days before and paid just over 2,400 baht. This includes seat selection and a check-in bag of 25 kilograms. Carry-on allowance is only 7 kg, which is pretty much in line with flying low cost. This is so much more expensive when compared to Bangkok Airways yesterday, where I paid so much less and received a lot more. But we have to factor in that this is a last-minute ticket, so you get an idea of how much it costs if you ever need to make late change in plans like me. A quick Google search for this flight departing in a few months show fares starting from as low as 30 Australian dollars. That's cheaper than taking a bus. Now let's talk about the all-important service. Ground staff in Chiang Mai were proactive in shifting us about from the later flight to an earlier one. Plus, they now suddenly had an almost full flight to handle first thing in the morning, and it was all done expeditiously with a smile. We departed on time. As far as the onboard experience went, my interaction with the cabin crew totaled no more than roughly 2 minutes on boarding and disembarkation. In between, I hardly heard or saw them. For an airline which made several announcements about purchasing from the in-flight menu, the magical act of the invisible meal service was most interesting. The invisible curry was also strangely delicious. Or was that all in my imagination? As I was waiting to disembark, I casually asked the cabin crew what happened to the meals, and they said if I was so hungry and wanted to eat, "Why you no paid cold butter na? Fire bumpy no safety sir." I smelled something. Ugh, what is that smell? That is the smell of bullshit. The flight was bumpy for perhaps a minute on climb out, and it was smooth as afterwards. At no time were the seatbelt signs turned on, so it was very surprising why in-flight sales weren't done, and this is one of the major revenue sources for a low-cost airline. But what do I know? I was just a hangry passenger who had not eaten anything for, by now, almost 3 hours? So in conclusion, would I fly Thai VietJet again? Yes, actually, if the price is right. I'd definitely be back because those curries look so bloody enticing. So before I faint from hunger, let us enjoy the arrival into Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi International Airport.
Well guys, that was my experience on Thai VietJet. I mean, what did you think of that carrier? Have you flown on them before? I'm very eager to hear from you in the comment sections. Let me know what you think of them if you've flown them before. But otherwise, yeah, that was my experience with them. I am so hungry, so Thai VietJet, where is my food? Whew. Anyway, I am back in Bangkok now. This is Suvarnabhumi Airport. I always love it here. It's such a beautiful airport. So I've chucked details of my Instagram on your screen right now. So hit me up there, chuck me a follow so you can see where am I traveling to in real time. Of course, more importantly, don't forget to hit the subscribe and bell icon so you'll know every single time I get on board another random, interesting low-cost carrier like this one. Alright, in the meantime, take care, stay safe, and I will see you for my next video. Ciao!